What do you swear you saw, but don't have any proof of? I saw a fox chasing a turkey on a hot summer day. They both tired out and stopped running at the same time and laid down to rest. Then they got up to continue the chase after about a minute. Some absolute cartoon nonsense that I swear happened, but I wouldn't believe me either. Sitting at the campsite and a beaver walks out of the lake, like on its hind legs, and proceeds to walk like this through the campsite and into the woods like it's on its way to Puya's house or whatever. Just strolling. Kathy Bates. I was working the closing shift at a Publix in Atlanta as a bagger and I swear I saw her start to leave. I went up and went, "Excuse me, did you know you look like Dash?" The woman interrupted and went, "Kathy Bates." "Yes, I know." Then she smiled and walked out of the store. A lion at my parents' house when I was a kid. My older brother saw it too. Coincidentally, a lion went missing from a zoo in Ohio around that time and was never found. My brother and I swore we saw it but obviously had no proof. That winter, my parents found giant paw prints outside that definitely were not a dog, cat, coyote, etc. Years later when I was a freshman in high school, my friend's mom was driving me home and swore she saw a lion run across the road my parents live on. She never even knew the story about me swearing there was a lion out there. She was so convinced that she immediately called the police. That was all the proof I needed to know I was never crazy and know what I saw as a kid. Was living in Japan in a city called Miyazaki. Was watching TV around the Christmas season. Station was MRT was about 10 p.m. at night. There was a station ID break and it ended with a full-screen large type message in English. "Merry Christmas, fuck you." This was 1993. Sort of a stretch in the question, but, when I was a little girl, I had a dream where I lived an entire life. The dream felt like a lifetime. I grew up, got married, had children, grew old with my husband and I died. I still remember the peace of dying and thinking to myself that I was so happy and lucky for the blessed life I lived. As me and my husband get older, he starts to look and feel more like the man I grew old next to in my dream. I woke up right after I died, crying. I couldn't have been more than 9 or 10. A corpse in a ditch on the side of the road. I was a kid, told my parents as we drove by and they got mad at me for having such a morbid imagination. I was doing laundry and after opening the door to take the clothes from the washer a live grasshopper flew out and hit me in the chest. It scared the shit out of me because it was so unexpected. A grasshopper somehow got into my laundry, survived the entire wash cycle, and had enough life in him to jump out and hit me. I threw him back outside. I joke and say he's immortal. He's probably still out there somewhere. Nirvana in concert in a freaking gym in Bellingham, Washington in 1992. I swear I saw a man walk backwards up a hill and disappear. He went out of my line of sight as he walked behind a tree and never came out the other side. I checked the tree and everything, it scared the crap out of me. An ocelot behind a North Carolina dumpster and a zebra running in a ditch on I-40. Also in North Carolina. A comet or something explode into a giant green fireball when I was a kid. I went on my honeymoon at the Sandals Grande in St. Lucia. I went scuba diving one day, just from the resort course, so not deeper than 30 to 50 feet or whatever. I was out by myself with an instructor in the shallow ocean, and didn't bring a camera on that particular dive. I swear I saw a full office spaced laser printer on the ocean floor. Pieces everywhere. But I don't have any proof. I know goddamn well I saw a zebra grazing in a pasture while visiting colleges in northern central Ohio. This was a good 15 years ago. Me and a buddy were laying on some playground equipment after a night of drinking when both of us at the same time go, "What's that?" There was a light up in the sky about twice as bright as the stars around it, staying still in the sky, that we hadn't noticed before. Suddenly it picks up speed, goes from directly overhead to over the horizon in about 5 seconds. A white rainbow, no color, just white, at night time in the middle of a field. Driving on a semi-rural road south of Salem, Oregon about 15 years ago, I swear I saw some cryptid-looking bipedal wolf thing. My GF at the time was with me and we both saw it. Didn't really talk about it, just kinda accepted we saw something we couldn't explain. An absolutely colossal earthworm. It must have been 4 inches in diameter. I was just a kid and was coming out of my front lawn. I panicked and stomped the ground to scare it away, and it worked, and every day I have regretted it since because I have absolutely no proof of this giant fucking monster living in my front yard. A possessed house or whatever. Worked for the local utilities reading water meters while in school. Old as house. Was used as a makeshift hospital during the Civil War. Meter was all the way in the back, and they had apparently redid the basement so there was new concrete walls, but the original stone foundation was still there. Sort of like a maze. Went in and read the meter, took a wrong turn and got lost. Kind of panicked and got lost again. It was only a handful of walls because they wanted a game room and bar. Calmed down, found the meter again, followed the walls, and after a couple minutes, found the exit outside. Dude I was with asked what the hell happened and told him I got lost, but not a big deal. He asked how I got lost. Told him, the new walls. He asked what walls. Looked back inside and there wasn't any walls. Just a dark big-ass basement. Apparently I was in there for like an hour. He came in after catching up to get his lighter, never saw me, walked back out, and kept on reading meters for an hour before he saw me coming back out. He assumed I walked out upstairs and was talking to the guy who owned it. And he'd catch me at the end of the street. I know I saw walls. I know I got lost. And it sure as fuck wasn't no hour. Thunder snow. In college we had team workouts at 5:30 a.m. during the winter. When we emerged from our dorms we were greeted by an absolutely insane lightning display combined with driving snow. The walk across campus was absolutely insane, like something from the day after tomorrow. When we finished the workout around 7, it had warmed up and had changed to rain and everything had melted. There were 25 guys on the roster and we all know what we saw, but none of our friends believed us.